Thanks for joining us. I'm Stacy Sweet, and welcome to our exclusive wall-to-wall coverage of the Folio Awards. The stars of news and local media are out in force, and we are right here in the middle of it all as we take you deep inside the Folio Awards. And we are joined with the woman behind the Folio Awards, Jackie Clement. Thank you so much for having us here today. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, thank you for being here. We're so thrilled. Hamptons Television is our official television station covering the Folio Awards. We're glad to have you back again.
And this is an event that we and I always look forward to every year, the biggest media event on Long Island.
It is. We're very proud of that. But the really fun part is we bring the community together with the media. So it's not strictly a media event. The whole premise behind the program is that we honor stories that are relevant to the community and that are judged by the public.
And this year, what's the big story?
Oh my God. Well, you know, the big story is really how far Long Island has come in terms of recovery after Superstorm Sandy. Last year at this time, the stories that won awards and what we saw so much of during the program focused on the devastation that Sandy had done to Long Island. And this year, we're just light years ahead of where we were. So we're all very grateful about the recovery, and it's really a celebration today.
This is a celebration, and it shows how resilient we are as a community.
It is, and you could really feel a difference in the air with the energy. Everyone's much happier. They feel much more pulled together, and it's been a long time since you could say people really felt hopeful, but you feel that now, so it's a great thing.
Today is about honoring the best in journalism, the best of journalism here on Long Island. How important is that?
It's vitally important, especially today when you look at all the cuts that are happening in newsrooms across the country. This is a very visible way to underscore the fact that local news is very important to the health and well-being of a community, and that we need more of it now more than ever.
How has it changed with so many news sources for news? How has this program changed, and the role of the Fair Media Council? It's expanded our role dramatically.
The good news about it is there are more ways for people to get information and to get information instantaneously. The bad news is there's more ways for people to get information that they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know the source. They don't know if they should trust it. And it's harder than ever for people to tell the difference between what's a real news story and what's a paid-for advertorial. So, becoming media savvy, which is what we focus on, is more important than ever.
This is your job, your mission, and I know your passion. Tell me about what you do on a daily basis with the Fair Media Council.
Well, it really varies from day to day. There's no typical day. It's vitally important that I'm always working with the media to know what's going on in their newsrooms, what kind of stories they're covering, and more importantly, what kind of resources they're devoting to covering the community. That's key, because without the resources, they can't cover us. So we're always looking for that. We also look at trends happening in the New York market, because what happens in this market impacts every other market in the country. So if something's going wrong here, it's really bad somewhere else in the country. So we don't want anything to roll out that's negative for America. We work with the community. They are our supporters. They're the ones who allow us to do our work. So we're always looking for businesses and nonprofits to get involved with us to support our work. But we also do a lot of educational programming to teach those organizations how to get their message out today and how to do that effectively and how to connect with the media.
When you receive a folio as a journalist, this is a tremendous honor.
Well, it's a different kind of honor because there are a lot of awards programs out there for journalists, but they're judged by journalists. We have a completely different standard. You're being judged by the public for stories that were important to the community and made an impact on the community. And ultimately, it is the public that is your final judge, and that's what, in our view, makes the Folio Awards the most important award you can get.
You do events all year long, but this is your Super Bowl.
Yes. Well, this is our showcase. It's our chance to show off Long Island. We bring out more New York. You know, I don't think anything's happening in New York newsrooms right now. We could be in big trouble for
Everyone's here.
I know.
Is anyone working today?
Not really. That's why it's really important we end the show on time, so there is a newscast tonight. But it's our chance to bring Long Island and New York City together and show how much we care about each other, and that doesn't happen very often.
Hey, Duke.
Hello.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here today.
We're glad to see you, and you're presenting today.
I am. Steve Lacey, myself, we're going to be presenting today, so it's great. I've heard about the Folios over my time here in New York ever since I came to New York back in 2000, so it's really an honor to be here.
We need more sports, though, right? More sports folios.
Am I the first?
I don't know.
That was the rumor. So
maybe the first. This is inaugural territory here.
I know. I feel the pressure now. I feel a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure on you. Right?
Yes. But I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to see a lot of friends that I've met over the years here. So this is a lot of fun.
It's fun to have all the networks in one room doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's not often it happens. You know, although a lot of times we see each other on stories, but this is nice to do it in a social setting.
Right, we're doing it in a non-competitive way.
Yes.
It's pretty cool to get a folio. I mean, the folks that are being honored today, they really deserve it.
Yes, without question. And it's a great honor, and you hear about the honor, as I said, through my years of being here. So it's, for the people that get it, it really is an honor.
I think it's fun presenting in front of an audience of all of your colleagues, all of these journalists and network executives. I mean, it kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit.
I was actually thinking about that. I actually don't get nervous being on television, but I do get a little bit nervous talking in front of a group of people. Now it's a group of people that happen to do the same thing I am. So yeah, it does keep you on your toes. Believe me, I've read over our script 3 or 4 times.
You've got it committed to memory because
Maybe 10.
There is no teleprompter.
There is no teleprompter.
So we're just, flying by the seat of our pants
we're
here.
Live.
Really live, really in person live.
Yes, indeed. So you got to be on your toes.
You'll be great as usual, and we're glad to see you, and thanks so much for talking with us and being here today. I am so lucky to be standing here with Craig Allen and Tom Kavinsky. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Traffic and weather together.
Traffic and weather together, right here. First of all, let's talk about the weather. Every time that you're here, Craig, the weather is beautiful for this event.
On the actual day itself, we're
Always.
very, very lucky.
Last year
about that.
also.
Yeah, you know what? Well, last year it was great on the day. But leading up to this day, it was absolutely horrendous. Obviously, it was a horrible winter. These last couple of days have been terrible. And look how nice it is out there today.
This man brings the sunshine everywhere he goes. And of course, I had no traffic, so I want to thank you, Tom Kavinsky.
Well, I don't think I could personally take credit for that, but I appreciate that. When I get enough of the blame, so I'll take the credit. Thanks.
Well, we're glad you're here because it's always fun when you guys are here. Are you part of the ceremony?
We are part of the ceremony. Craig and I are presenting several awards today, and this is my first time at the Folio Awards, and I'm very, very excited to be here. It's going to be a great event.
I love the red carpet at the Folios because all of our colleagues are here, and it's so much fun.
It's a blast. And this event has grown so much over the years, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
And Craig is a veteran of this event, of course, and of course, fashion's very important. You guys look great. Thank you. Wearing anything special today?
No, we didn't even.
This is a springtime coordination, is what this is. No.
Sure.
We didn't call each other.
The only thing is that his sticker is much better than mine. I got to get a new sticker because mine does not want to stay on.
It would be fun if we all trade stickers.
My wife actually gets the credit for the tie and the shirt combo, so
She did an excellent job.
Yeah, I'll give her that. Thank you.
I guarantee you he did not wear that in the chopper this morning.
I did not. This is not my flight uniform.
What do you wear in the chopper?
It is not anything close to this. It's usually, jeans and an old Bruce Springsteen concert shirt or something like that.
I think we should talk to the company brass and tell them this should be new chopper attire because you look great.
I kind of like my Springsteen shirt. I think I'll keep that.
This event is so much fun. And what's it like to give out an award like a Folio? Because it does mean so much to the folks who get them.
This is the first year that I'm going to actually be able to present with Tom, and I think it's going to be wonderful. I took a look at the list of winners, and to see what they've done and what they've accomplished. And one of the winners is in the category of weather. I won't give it away just yet, but it's in there. You'll see it during the show. It was just fantastic what everybody was able to do with this winter's weather because it was an extremely rough winter. We're coming off of Sandy. I mean, we didn't need another rough winter where things were damaged, where people couldn't get out of their houses, but that award for this particular gentleman is just, I mean, he deserves every bit of it, and just everybody in here deserves everything that they're going to get every year. It's just
they work hard.
They sure do. They sure do.
And next year, I hope there will be a traffic award.
Well, I certainly hope so.
There should be, Jackie. There should be a traffic award.
Well, there certainly is enough traffic, so, it depends on what category, worst construction area or something like that. I don't know exactly how you would categorize that, but that would be great. I'm happy to be here presenting with Craig this year because, as he said, the winter was so rough, and Craig and I logged more hours on the air together this winter than I can ever remember. I've been doing it for 25 years at WCBS. He's been doing it even longer than that, but this winter was, for both of us, for weather and traffic, was just one of the worst that we can remember.
We appreciate you both getting us through it, as you always do. the best in the business for sure. I'm standing with them. And traffic and weather together, how lucky are we?
On the #1 news station. Remember that?
There you go.
My news director would not let me get off of here until I said that.
You should say it a little louder.
The #1 news station. #1.
#1. And I'm here with Sandra Bookman of WABC. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is a very big event, and of course it's an important event, but I think also the fashion comes into play, and I want to say that you look so perfect today with this outfit, with the pink and the shoes. You look amazing.
Look, even if it doesn't quite feel like spring outside, I decided I needed to look like spring.
I'm brightening up this whole event.
Okay.
You look great, but it's really great to see you.
Thank you very much.
And everyone's here today.
Yeah, it really is a good crowd. I mean, Long Island's important, and I think that's reflected in the entries they have with the Folio Awards and also the turnout at the award ceremony itself.
And it's such an important award because the public is the judge, so when you get a folio, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you cannot underestimate the importance of the viewers. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the point of what we do. And if they don't like it, they will let you know. And if they're not informed, they will let you know.
That's true. That's true. This year, Jackie says the biggest story is the Sandy recovery. From your perspective, in your newsroom, what's the big Long Island story this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is. She's right. I think that the issue with the Sandy recovery is that there are so many people that are not as far along as we expected them to be. Now, everybody has their thoughts on why that is, whether it's not they're not trying hard enough, which I don't really think is the case in most people's cases, or whether or not they're not getting the help and don't exactly know about how to get the help. Because we know there is that pot of money out there in various places. So I think she's right. I think that storm not only changed the coastline geographically in a lot of ways, but it turned people's lives upside down. You know, they won't be able to go back. And the only thing that we can hope for a lot of those people is, you know, this is a rough spot, but things are going to get better, and that they can say that, you know, Sandy really did us in, but like, you know, in New Jersey, I know it's not, but that people on Long Island are Long Island strong as well, and that Sandy is not going to have the last word. So I think that, you know, we have to keep talking about it because people deserve to get the help they need. We have too many resources, you know, as a state, you know, as a community, not to make sure that people are made whole.
Many people have a long way to go, but you're right. People are Long Island strong.
Yeah.
And today really is a celebration, and everybody's here.
Yeah.
And what is it like to be here at the Folios?
It's fun. I love coming to Long Island. I live in Manhattan. And, you know, at the station, I love coming to Long Island, especially in the spring and in the summer, because when you live around all that concrete, you sort of forget. And, you know, once you get on the Long Island Expressway and all of a sudden there are trees and you hear birds.
Nice sound.
And not a lot of cars. It's really great. It is just a total sort of change of mind, change of headspace. It really, I love coming here. And it was beautiful to drive out this morning, obviously. So I love coming out here. Sometimes we fight for the stories on Long Island, especially when the weather's good, because you want to get out of the city and sort of enjoy the fresh air and everything.
I'm here with David North, who is Long Island, knows Long Island, loves Long Island, covers Long Island.
I'm very proud to hear you say that, Stacy. Yes, it is.
True.
It's a unique place. It's a fascinating place. And I have to say that this is one of my very favorite events. When I came to Long Island, I'm not a native. It is my home now, but I'm not a native. When I won my first Folio Award, I really felt like I had arrived and become part of this community. The business community, the education community, my fellow journalists. And I think what's really exciting, too, is that when we win an award as Long Island journalists, we're in the spotlight with the best in New York City, the best in the United States. So this award means something, and I'm very proud to be here today.
It does.
It's very good to see you, too.
You too, and it means so much to be here. It means a great deal to be part of it. And because the public is the judge, it really holds something special for a journalist.
I have to agree with you. People know if something is just superficial or if it reaches them at their heart, it matters to them in their community. We're all about bringing people the information they need to make good decisions. And when you have a community that's 160 miles long with close to 3 million people, that's an effort. It's a big mission.
It's a special place. It needs its own coverage.
Absolutely, and that's another reason I'm proud of the Fair Media Council, too, to make sure that people uphold their obligations, live up to their license fulfillment, and make sure that we're here to serve the community.
It keeps journalists on their toes, and it keeps the public informed. It has a really important mission.
Well, and that's why we're here, to sort of reward each other, recognize each other. There's so many folks we only talk to on the phone, or we might have a byline. We get to see people today and share in something good that we all do together.
We get to see you in person, which is really, really exciting. I always love to see you.
You see me on the radio.
Right, I see you on the radio. I see you in my mind. But it's always great to see you.
You too,
and
Stacey.
thanks for stopping by to talk with us, and enjoy the folios.
Absolutely. My favorite event.
I'm happy to be joined by Tom and Sabila. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
This is a wonderful event, and I'd love to know what it's like to be here.
Well, you know, we're just honored that they invited us to present here. We're looking forward to giving some fantastic investigative awards, some to Channel 4, which means a lot to us. But the Fair Media Council does such a good job of really holding people's feet to the fire on all matters related to the news and the press in general. So it's really an honor to be here.
Is this your first time?
It's our first time here, yeah.
This is a really great event. All the people in the New York media are here, and the wonderful thing about this particular event is that the public is the judge.
I'm sorry?
The public is the judge for the people who win this prestigious award. That's a great thing.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And it's just wonderful, like you said, to be here and to see all the media out here, people that, I just moved back to New York. I am a New York girl. And it's just nice to see all the faces, not only from NBC, but ABC, CBS, Long Island, and of course New Jersey as well. So it's a great place to be.
Is there one Long Island story that really made a difference this year that people have been talking about all year?
You know, I think even though Sandy was more than a year ago, I think people are still talking about Sandy. I think it still affected the Long Island community. I know we have a few different stories that won on Long Island. We've also been covering the epidemic of heroin on Long Island as well. So, I mean, Long Island it's a huge place. It could be its own demographic if it wasn't part of our market alone. So there's a million stories.
Yeah, and also I think the weather. You know, the weather has been such a big story in New York in general, but certainly in Long Island, and you know, the issues that they've had with traffic because of the weather. So I think that you know, Long Island got hit pretty hard. But you made it, right? We've made it.
Right. It's all about being resilient and getting to the next step. And many Long Islanders still are trying to recover from Superstorm Sandy. So today is really like a celebration of how far many people have come.
Yeah. How do we get a job on Hamptons television? It sounds like so much more fun than what we do.
I'm just going to hand this right over to you.
All right, great.
So, listen, guys, thanks for joining us.
But
all right,
you know
thanks.
what? It doesn't come with the mansion.
Yeah. I'm Tom Yamas and Bill Vargas for Hamptons Television, your newest anchors. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Okay, I am actually thrilled to be standing next to my very good friend, Jim Paymar. It's so great to see you, Jim.
Great to see you too, Stacey. Great
It's fun to be here. This is a wonderful event.
Yeah, it is. Every year we do the same thing. All the Long Island crew gets together again, and we run into each other on the streets from time to time, but it's kind of nice to be in a social gathering.
Isn't it? And be able to have a cup of coffee or sit down and really, really talk.
Yep, absolutely. I had champagne.
I'm going to get to that. Right after this interview, actually. What you've done with the Long Island Business Report, this has just been amazing. Tell us about what's happened over the past couple of years with this new show.
Well, we launched the show to get WLIW's local programming off the ground again. And it was the first entree into local television after about 5 years. And we wanted to do something that wasn't being done by any of the other news channels, which was business about Long Island. And we've had just marvelous guests, everyone from the county controllers to the heads of major medical institutions to the heads of the biggest banks on Long Island, real estate, wineries, the arts, everything that has to do with the economy. So it's been great. We've met a lot of interesting people. It's been a great mental gymnastics for me. getting to know all these folks and all the issues on Long Island.
And business is in your blood as a journalist, and you've really brought this show to the forefront. People are talking about it, people love the show, and it's won so many awards over the past few years. You must be very proud.
Well, we're doing very well. We're doing very well. I mean, I got my teeth, you know, kind of, I got this underway at CNBC and at Business Week, and, you know, got my MBA recently as well, so business is in my blood. And I love it, and I want Long Island to be a dynamic place for people to live. And what drives an economy? New business, keeping business here, creating better tax laws, creating an environment where people can live, where there's affordable housing. So we like to hit all of the issues that are important to Long Islanders so that Long Island grows and prospers. That's what really the show is all about.
And that's what the network is all about, too, because WLIW is really coming out with some great new programming devoted to Long Island, and that's a great thing.
We've had the Long Island Screening Room with Diane Michelli, who's the general manager. We've had Long Island Conversations with Doris Kearns Goodwin as our first kind of pilot show to have another kind of dialogue program on WLIW. So we're always looking for new possibilities, and, you know, we're looking for people to support us and get behind the programs and get behind the station.
And this is exactly what this event is all about. Great quality Long Island programming devoted to the viewers. I am very happy to be here with my old friend and former colleague, Carolyn Gussoff. Thanks so much for joining us.
So nice to see you, Stacey.
It's always great to see you, and it's always great to have you here. What's it like to be here at the Folios?
Well, I have to say I go back a few years with this organization, and it's always just a huge honor to come and be awarded for the stories, because it's really the only award that you get that's delivered by the public, and not only the public but civic leaders, community leaders, elected officials, and it's just nice to be recognized that our work matters, that our work is appreciated, and that we're telling stories that mean something to the community.
And it means even more because you started your career right here on Long Island, as we both did, so it means a lot to be honored by folks who you cover.
It does. I mean, I try every day to come up with stories that affect people's lives, that make a difference in people's lives, and Folio recognizes that. They see what we do every day, and they say these stories are important, and that really means a lot to me because that's what I strive for. And you know, I'm a Long Islander too, so it's my community too.
When you receive a Folio, it's a pretty big honor, and I know today you are nominated for a prestigious Folio Award. What's that feel like?
It just feels great. I mean, we enter every year. I've been doing this for, I hate to say, decades. And when we come and you come up and you're honored in front of all the leaders of your industry and, you know, members of your community, it just feels great. And my mom always says, "You didn't tell me you won an award." She'll read about this.
We should tell her right now, Mom, she won an award.
I did.
Congratulations. Thank you again for joining us, and it's great to see an old friend. I am here with the award-winning Mike Judas, and he brought his handy camera.
You know what? I'm going to take it off my shoulder now. This is a little silly. How are you?
It's great to see you. Now, Mike, we know that you collect Emmys, basically, for your photography work. You're amazing. I've had the pleasure of working with you and the honor of working with you.
I've enjoyed working with you, too. It's been too long. I wish we were working together.
Well, at least we're talking today.
Yes, yes, we are.
And we're so glad to have you here. The Folio is a very big deal. It's the biggest media event on Long Island. And isn't it great to be here?
So much fun. I don't work on the island all that much anymore, so to see everybody here, it's just great. I love catching up.
It feels good because this is where you started. You started here on Long Island.
Yes,
that's where your
did.
career began.
Yes,
so.
I did for the first at least 10 years. Then went out to San Francisco for a while, came back, and now I'm in the city at WNBC.
I love this event because everyone that is in this industry who covers the island, covers the city, is here.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a great event. There are so many people, and everybody seems like they're just enjoying themselves so much. So I can't wait to start mingling. And I have to take a few.
You brought a
shots
date?
myself.
A camera?
My date. My date is my camera. Yes.
Well, actually, no one recognizes you without the camera on the shoulder, which is why we had it here in the interview.
Yes.
And it's what makes you very special. Mike Gilliam from FiOS is here, and we're so glad to see you, Mike.
Oh, it's so good to be here. It's always a very nice event. Get a chance to rub elbows with a lot of the movers and shakers on the island. It's fantastic.
And you look great, by the way. I like this whole combination you have going on.
Thank you very much. I have a person who actually takes care of all of that for me. That would
Done
be
a good
Mike,
job.
That would be Mike Gilliam.
I hear he's a fabulous stylist.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This is a really big day for Long Island, for the local news media, and a really important day, actually.
I think it is. As I said before, it's a chance for us to kind of rub elbows and to make contacts and to actually just get out into the communities that we serve. So often we sit inside and we have our reporters covering stories, but they don't really have the time to sit down and interact with people and talk about the things that are going on in the community other than the news. And I think this is an opportunity to do that.
It's an honor, too, for FiOS, because they're kind of a new player in the Long Island market over the past several years, and they're always very well represented in awards here at the Fair Media Council.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we have a lot of young reporters who are very good reporters, and I think they're serving their community very well, and that reflects it, the fact that they are being awarded here today.
So many voices now for Long Island news. It's critically important to have more quality voices.
I think so, absolutely. I think that the island is very large, it's very diverse, and you need these outlets to be able to cover all the things that are going on here.
Is there one story that stands out this year, the most important to Long Island, or just every day just brings something new?
I think it's a combination of stories, and most of them have to do with weather. You know, I think
everyone has said that.
Yeah, we're all reeling from the aftermath of Sandy, and then we had a horrible winter, and I think that those are the things that have really affected people.
Fun day. It's always exciting to be here. I'm here with my friend Tamsel. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
First of all, you look great.
Oh, you're kind.
And this is a lot of fun to be here. What's it like to be part of the Folios?
You know, this is a lot of fun. The exciting part about it is really honoring the people who deserve it, who work year-round, day after day, covering Long Island and bringing the best of what journalism has to offer.
This is such a cool award because the public is the judge, so it really means a great deal when you get a Folio.
Well, it really does. It says a lot. You know, you read messages on social media, Twitter, Facebook, but to have the public's input and really know that this is coming from the people that you're serving every single day, I think it just means that much more.
What's great about the Fair Media Council is that it does hold journalists like us to a higher standard because they're watching.
Absolutely, yeah, we're responsible. We're responsible every single day, every word we say, every time we're on the airwaves, every time we're in print, whatever we do across the board, and it does hold us to a standard, and I'm glad that people demand that. I really am.
Is there one story for Long Island that stands out in your mind as the biggest story of the year?
I'm trying to think, there's been so many. We've done so many different follows, over this year. I don't know if there's one in particular. I know there's a couple of different awards that we're going to be giving out later on, and to be able to present to your colleagues that, you think, oh, it's competition, but it's not competition because you're so proud that you're handing it over to somebody that's so deserving of that. So I'm excited about it.
It's actually a little bit nerve-wracking too because these are your colleagues, yes, right? And we have to present in front of your colleagues.
Isn't that weird? Is that, yeah, because then I feel like the pressure is always on
yes,
there, right?
Yes.
Because they know what you're thinking and what you're doing, and they know the next step, and but
there's no prompter here.
There's no teleprompter. There isn't a teleprompter.
No prompter.
But at the end of the day, everybody is doing the same thing, and we're serving the viewers, and that's the most important part of all of it.
And this group is doing it really well.
This group is doing it exceptionally well, and and they're the ones that are leading the way and leading by example.
Well, thanks for being with us. We're glad we got a chance to catch up. Enjoy.
I'm excited about it.
Yes.
All right.
I'm here with Dick Brennan. Thanks so much for being with us, Dick.
It's a great day. It always is, the Folio Awards.
It's a great day. We've got some great people here. We're glad that you're here.
Hey, I love being here. And what's funny is you see faces all over the place that you see in the business and the industry. It's not only to catch up, but it's for really everything about Long Island. It's awesome.
You know what I think is cool about this event? We see each other sometimes out on stories, but we really see each other on the air. And to see everyone in person is kind of is fun.
Yeah, it's funny. In television, we call them TV friends. You don't always know everyone, but when you see them, well, I know your name, you know my name, and we kind of share experiences all the time. Sometimes the experiences are standing in a blizzard, sometimes it's outside some bad guy's house, but you all feel like, oh, it bonds you somehow.
And we're really lucky that we're not out in the blizzard today.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful day. We're inside at this lovely venue.
Yes. Well, I always say in our business, if it's burning, dead, or indicted, we're usually stuck there. Fortunately, on a day like today, we won't be.
The problem is, if there is a news story that happens today, we're all here enjoying ourselves. Who's minding the store?
We hope, we're pretty confident that we have a second set of group of people in our industry that is out there taking care of the news business. At least we hope there's good news today. You never know.
I hope always for good news,
yes.
Always. And what do you think is the most important story for Long Island this year?
It's, you know, Long Island, I'll tell you one thing right now, infrastructure continues to be, and we've been doing stories on infrastructure in Long Island, and it is interesting just coming out here today how long it takes. I think, at least for the future of the island, what you can do about roads, bridges, rebuilding. Everybody complains about the LIE, everybody complains about the Northern State Parkway, the Southern State Parkway, but these roads have been here from the 50s, some a little before, some a little after. Robert Moses built these roads. Some of them don't have shoulders, and you have to say to yourself, what are we going to do for the 21st century? The other major question that ties right into that is mass transportation. There's so much pressure on the Long Island Railroad. There's so much pressure on even buses coming out here, and I think a lot has to be done just to think about what we're going to do for our kids, because we're hearing at least that our kids are more prone to use mass transit. That's a good thing, but mass transit has to be there for them.
We have to think to the future.
Yeah, and of course I think the secondary, really an issue that's always first on our minds, in addition, is education. And what you do about education, and how you educate kids. I got to tell you, I have two daughters. They're almost of college age. But when you see the way they operate, and them and younger kids, and everything is on the machines, everything is about the machines, you say to yourself, with that kind of attention span, what can teachers do? And that's another challenge that I don't think anybody's figured out yet.
We also need a new crop of journalists that come up behind us that are educated in journalism and know the trade beyond just the technology.
Well, Scott Pelley, one of the greats in journalism at CBS where I work, he says it's so important not to feel the pressure of the blogs, not to feel the pressure of someone saying go with it. Scott Pelley has a great line. He says, you know what? He says, everybody looks up at our screen and say, who's first with the story? Who's first with the story? He said, no one will love you if you're first, but no one will forgive you if you're wrong. And I've seen him operate, and he's absolutely right. And we've got to resist that pressure. We've got to really work old school in a generation where old school feels like sometimes it's going out the window.
Right, and that's really where today comes in. It's all about the best that local journalism has to offer. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. CJ Papa is here. Thanks so much for being with us.
I love being here. I love coming to the Folios every year.
I'm going to give you one award. I think it's one of the best dressed awards.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, I do put a lot of thought in dressing, and I always try and wear a pocket square every day and cufflinks and a nice tie and a nice suit, because I think our viewers like to see that.
You are dressing up this red carpet.
I like that. Well, I'm glad it's red. I'd love to be on the red carpet at any time.
Fashion's important, but most importantly is why we're here. And this is really a great award ceremony because it means so much to the people who are honored.
Yeah, what I always like about awards is that we in the business get a chance to look at our colleagues, because there are many times that we're on the air at the same time. Yeah, we're competing head to head, and we don't get to see their work. And now we get to see their work, and we get to see what they won. And you know what? I'm happy when people win, because I'm like, wow, they did a great job and they deserve it.
Now, are you presenting today?
No, I'm just here. You know, I had a chance to present at the New York Emmys this year, which is great. And Mike Gilliam from our station is presenting this year.
So you're all represented here. FIOS is represented, yes. And this is a lot of fun too, because all of our colleagues are here. There's a good amount of joking around, even though it's a very serious, serious event. But it's a lot of fun.
It really is. It's interesting to be able to chit chat with people who you know what, you kind of want to knock their heads. You know, who doesn't want to beat the competition? Whether it's 247, 9/11, News 12. I mean, you'd like to have that story, and there's stories I've done, and you're like, you know what, I had that story first, and I had it on Twitter first, and that's part of the competitiveness, and that's why we're in this business. That's why we have that drive. And you know, I get up at 1 o'clock every morning, which is 1:30 rather.
So sorry to hear that.
Well, it's obscene. I'm done at 10 in the morning, but the point is, you want to be fresh and awake and ready for your viewers because they appreciate it.
And this kind of event inspires you to do better, to do good, and to do better and better every year.
You know what it does? It makes me take stock and go, okay, what can I do to be recognized next year? Is there a story out there? Can I find that nugget to tell someone's story? Because I think the one important thing that news has to do is find, especially local news, is find that story that someone else is sitting at home and go, wow, that's happening to me, and they can learn from it.
It's all about the people. And that's what makes this so special, because the people are the judges. Okay, I'm here with one of my favorite TV personalities, Scott Stanford.
One more time.
One of my favorite TV personalities.
Very nice. Okay.
I love you on the air.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, you had Tamsin here earlier.
I did. I had your co-host.
And I guess, you know, I told her to come out here with me because she's not as funny by herself as she'd be together, but I guess we're presenting here today.
Yes, you are.
Big awards here on Long Island. So this is like the Emmys for Long Island.
I call it the Oscars. I think it's more like the Oscars. I mean, look at the outfits. Look at what you've got going on.
Normal, everyday news anchor.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, who am I wearing? I think this is Lord & Taylor.
Excellent choice.
I think it's a Kohl's tie.
Perfect.
This is great, though. No, great turnout. I love coming to the Folios. I think this is my third one. And, all the winners are, the stuff these guys do is just amazing. And I love how we kind of separate Long Island from New York and give everybody out here their own due. I guess is the right word for all the work that they do every day.
We need our own award. That's what it comes to.
An award. And there should be like a Long Island News Person of the Year. They should.
A very good idea.
Tamsin was the anchor of the year at the Emmys, by the way.
That's fantastic.
And I remind her of that every day because now she makes me get her coffee and I have to, do her hair, the whole deal. So.
If we give you what award would you like today? Maybe I can maybe there's an extra one in the back.
I'd like to be News Anchor of the Year for Long Island.
You said it. We're doing it right here,
News Anchor of the Year,
News Anchor of the Year.
Just for Long Island.
Done. I think I've got an extra award in the back.
Thank you. And you are very good at this. You should be like on Entertainment Tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I find you very entertaining.
Thank you very much. We should be co-hosts, maybe.
We'd be very good together.
Tamsin, you and I, we move on.
That's it. Tamsin.
Hamptons Television.
Yeah.
You got a spot for me?
Of course.
Why don't you and I do Entertainment Tonight, Hampton style?
We're doing Entertainment Tonight, Hampton style. We're starting right here at the Folios, our first major event together.
The summer.
Exactly.
I'm there.
We're done. Let's just.
I am there.
Let's just go. We're gonna go start working on the new show together. So we gotta go. Let's go.
Huge.
Let's start working on it right now.
Well, I got the promo and everything. You ready?
Ready.
I'll even put you first.
All right.
Stacy and Scott. It's Entertainment Hampton style. We'll do the mansions.
I love it. We
go around. We check out the mansions all around the Hampton. Chuck Scarborough's got a house. We'll go there first. I get right in. I know the code. I know his code. We'll go right in.
All right, we got the code and we're going. Let's go. Let's just go.
It's like 4725.
Let's go. 4725.
Yeah,
all right,
you get right in.
Sorry, Chuck. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Chuck, if you see us in your pool, don't get nervous. It's just us.
And Alice Gaynor's here with us. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here. Dick Brennan, my co-anchor, and I are presenting today, so we're very excited.
This is a really exciting event. All of our colleagues are here. It's kind of the one time a year we get together out on Long Island.
It is very nice out here. Traffic was a little sketchy on the LIE, but it's a beautiful day. Nice setup in the room here, and everyone's just excited to see one another and congratulate one another.
This is a big deal. When you get a folio, it's a pretty prestigious day.
Absolutely, and it's great because a lot of us have worked in this market for a while. So some of our colleagues at our own station right now are getting awards, colleagues we've worked with in the past, so that's really nice too.
Are you presenting today?
I am presenting, that's right. Dick Brennan and I have a couple of awards to give out, and we don't want to give them away right now, but
that's kept under wraps until 2 p.m. today.
That's right, so I can't, lips are sealed.
All right, well, we'll be watching, we'll be waiting. It's very exciting to be here, and it's great to see you, Alice.
You too as well, and I'll be out in the Hamptons this summer, of course, enjoying it. Actually doing American Heart Association bike ride in Southampton in a couple of weeks, so yeah, that'll be nice too.
Hamptons will be happy to see you, as we always are, and thanks so much for being with us.
Of course, thank you very much.
More background on what today is all about, please welcome Executive Director of the Fair Media Council, Jackie Clement.
First off, thank you to everyone for attending today, our annual Folio Awards. In case you don't know, this event is unlike any in the country. Okay? It's a highly visible way that we give feedback to our local media on how they're doing their jobs. The judges for these awards are not journalists, but community leaders, and they judge on importance of the story to the community. So we want to congratulate today's winners. You should be very proud of yourselves. for the work that you do to tell the types of stories that we need to keep Long Island a vibrant place to live and work. News coverage is often, it's very often in fact, the first step in making a community a better place. It's news stories that raise awareness, that shed light on problems and issues in our communities, that serve as the catalyst for finding a solution. News coverage helps protect our quality of life, and that's why it's more important than ever that we fight for our fair share of coverage, both on Long Island and beyond our borders. Part of what I'm talking about comes alive during the judging process for this program. And I must say thank you to all of our judges who are here today. They donated literally hundreds of hours in judging the stories that you will see winners here today. And they don't get paid. This is purely a labor of love, and we appreciate that. What happens during the judging process, though, is something very important. You see, the judges, they learn how to critique news stories, and they start to get critical about what they watch, read, and hear. And in effect, they actually learn how to become their own watchdogs. And that's a skill that's more vital than ever, especially when you think of all the news and information that comes out at you every day. Technology has dramatically changed news, but technology has also changed the way we think. Every day, the average person is exposed to over 100,000 words, and the data that's normally contained in 174 newspapers. That's a lot of information. How many of you remember what you were told yesterday? No, right? Because today, the average attention span is only 5 minutes long. Think about that next time you're asked to give an hour-long speech, okay? And that's why I'm speaking to you today for 5 minutes. I know, applause, right? Okay. Now, I share all that with you today because I know everyone has a story to tell. But the real challenge today is to tell your story in a way that's memorable and in a way that makes an impact. And that's something that the Fair Media Council does all year long, is we work with organizations to teach you how to tell your stories so that they do make an impact. Whether or not you have stories to tell or viewpoints to share, I encourage you to get involved in our programming throughout the year so that you can be heard. And here's something also that's very interesting. And I bring this up knowingly in a room filled with media right now. The American public says, 75% of the American public says the media can't get its facts straight. Do you know that? But here's something interesting. 1 out of every 2 college-educated graduates can't distinguish between fact and opinion. If I throw away the college education, I'm looking at a full 70% of adults who can't distinguish between fact and opinion. Yet 75% of them say the media can't get their facts right. So it makes for an interesting dynamic happening, right? Distinguishing between fact and opinion, that's an important skill that impacts every part of your life. And that's why FMC actually started a teacher recognition program so that we can encourage teachers to use news in the classroom to build critical thinking and deductive reasoning skills in children. We know exposing kids to news broadens their world, improves their reading and writing skills, and gives them a front row seat to world events. But understanding news isn't a standard subject taught in our schools. Yet we live in a media-driven society, and that's what makes FMC's work important, because we fill that gap. We work to keep the media engaged in the community so they tell the stories that are important to the community and make it a vibrant place to live and work. And we work to help you and your organizations connect to the media. The more we educate people about news, the more critical they become about their news choices. The smarter people are about news, the easier it is for them to work with media and get their stories out and move the community forward. And that's what we're all about, and that's why if you're not currently a member of the Fair Media Council, I please ask you to join us, whether you're a business or a nonprofit organization, and get involved with our programming year-round. Now, today we celebrate the best in local news and social media. And we do have a lot of celebrating to do today. Long Island is light years ahead of where we were last year at this time. If you were here last year, you know a lot of the news coverage focused on the devastation that Superstorm Sandy impacted on Long Island. 1 year later, we are light years ahead of where we were at this time last year. A lot of that is due to the storytellers in the room today and the community leaders who have fought to rebuild Long Island. So for that, I ask you all to give yourselves a round of applause. And we have so much more to be grateful for and so much more to look forward to as Long Island continues to rebuild. But today's celebration also put us at odds with current events. You know, former Governor David Paterson had been scheduled to be our keynoter today. Unfortunately, he has canceled being with us today. As you know, his father passed away recently. He was actually very excited to be here because he does consider Long Island home, and we were excited to have him here because I don't know if you've ever seen David Paterson speak, but the man can rock a podium, seriously. So it is a disappointment, but we will have him back another time after the grieving is done and his spirit is stronger. But we want to focus on the celebration that is today. And I think in tribute to his father, we should fully celebrate not only why we're here, but the day itself, the fact that we are all here together, and that it actually is just a beautiful day outside today, right? So let's be grateful for the things big and small. So on behalf of the Fair Media Council Board of Directors, I thank you very much for your participation. To all of the presenters that are here today, thank you.
All right, now let's get to the awards. To walk away with Folio Award means the media has tapped the pulse of the Long Island public and presented something important to the community. Duke and I offer our congratulations on today's winners. And please, when we are announcing your win, what do I say next? There's the next page. Don't take too long up here, I think was the general gist of that, right? Yes, but you can get loud from the tables, etc. All right, let's get this thing underway.
All right, let's do a couple of shout-outs here. In the room today are many of the judges who made the 2014 Folio Awards possible. I'd like to ask the judges to stand up and be recognized. News of the past year on Long Island illustrated an island that was on a strong road to recovery following the devastation of Superstorm Sandy. Environmental news took on a new importance with the public, as their attention was now drawn to how sensitive life on a barrier island can be.
All right, and of course, as always, there was plenty of politicking, local scandal, but living inside the polar vortex that was this winter and continues to be at sometimes, wreaked havoc on businesses, suspended train schedules, and made every day a struggle, especially for those who could not afford to heat their homes.
But there is light at the end of every tunnel, and now Long Island sees its huge housing market making a comeback, and its villages enjoying new store openings. There are shiny new boardwalks in Long Beach and Fire Island. In fact, the hamburger chain Sonic wants so badly to open up shop here, it took on the town of Smithtown and won.
Great. All right, today's program is going to feature a few of the winning pieces that scored the highest with the Folio judges who you met a moment ago. You'll see those pieces in their entirety, so you can take what it takes to be among the best of the best. And every one of you get to be part of today's program by tweeting, of course, and maybe making it the big screen behind us, which is sort of a level of fame we all aspire to today. All right, just to be sure to use that hashtag FMC Folio. And now to tell you more about what happened on Long Island over the past year, please welcome our colleagues from NBC4, Sabila Vargas and Tom Yamas.
I'm Tom Yamas. I'm an anchor with Channel 4, News 4 New York at 5 o'clock, and this is Sabila Vargas. She anchors the 11 o'clock. And also the 6 o'clock with Chuck Scarborough. We are so honored to be here for the Fair Media Council, an organization really doing great work. Thank you to all of you, the judges and all the participants out here, for coming here on a beautiful Friday day to really watch and honor some great journalists. This is a very busy month for all the news teams that are here right now, and that's because it's sweeps month. It's our most important ratings month. So our investigative teams have been working around the clock. Our local news teams just around the tri-state have been working stories, and we're actually working a huge story right now that we wanted to tell you about. There's been a massive recall, a food recall, affecting Long Island. The Department of Health right now is saying don't eat any lettuce or chicken. So if you have that, just don't eat it. If you have ingested it, they're saying to watch Channel 4 at 5, 6, and 11 to figure out what to do afterwards.
That was a long way to get there.
We got there,
but
though.
you did. Good for you.
All right, we're going to start off, though, with something serious right now. And we're going to present the first award, which is for the Best Investigative Report. It's named after one of the best in the trade, Robert Greene, who was a longtime friend of the FMC.
Yeah, and the story that we're going to show you scored among the highest of all entries in this year's awards program.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is that when the public tells us what it wants in news, if you go to airports, you may notice people, they don't have time, they don't have Newsweek anymore. They don't have The Economist. They have Us Weekly. They have Star. They have a lot of the fluff pieces, but not with Long Islanders. The judges who saw this piece really thought this was the best journalism.
They're in charge of a $4 million budget, and tonight the commissioners of a Long Island fire district are on the defensive. They're under investigation for overspending and misusing public resources. Here's news for us, Chris Glorioso.
You are looking at a photo obtained exclusively by the I-Team. It shows landscaping equipment owned by Uniondale taxpayers being used to mow a private lawn. Employees of the Uniondale Fire District are the ones doing the landscaping, and a lawyer for the district confirms this is one of several pieces of evidence being looked at by criminal authorities.
That is one of the matters that is under investigation by the District Attorney's Office here in Nassau County.
At a fire district meeting last month, commissioners would not explain how district employees ended up doing private landscaping, but they suggested there are other misappropriations too. Alleging abuse of his credit card, the board voted to strip one commissioner, Noel Thomas, of his authority to approve any new expenditures.
All in favor?
Records obtained by the I-Team show Thomas has been a frequent user of his tax-funded credit card, booking at least 6 fire convention trips in just 12 months between 2011 and 2012. Flights to and hotels in Atlanta, Orlando, Las Vegas, Baltimore, Las Vegas again, and an upstate casino resort. Records show Thomas even used the district card for a cash advance at a Las Vegas casino, though he later paid the money back. Thomas insists the decision to revoke his spending authority was politically motivated. It was fellow commissioners who reported him to the DA.
Nothing was stolen. Nothing was put in anybody's pocket.
And congratulations to Chris Glorioso and Evan Stolberger of the NBC4 team.
All right, one more round of applause for those guys. Take a good look at Evan and Chris, because if you ever see them at your house or your place of business, you've done something illegal.
Run away, run.
All right, now in the same investigative category, but this time in newspapers, the Long Island Press scores a win for its piece, Atomic Warfare, Sick Employees Seek Justice in Lawsuit Over Former Nuclear Site. Congratulations to Chris Tarasaki of the Long Island Press. Serious and important work happening in the newly all-digital newspaper.
Congratulations again. And next up, we've got 2 winners in the breaking news category, and that's good news. FMC says that there has been a dramatic increase in breaking news and spot news entries this year, which means more coverage for Long Island, but harder to walk away a winner today.
Yeah, winning in radio is a name we all know. 1010 wins reporter Mona Rivera for her work covering the Hofstra shootings. And in television, FiOS 1 News wins for its coverage of the LIRR derailment. For FiOS, Kevin Vesey, is he here? Oh, there he is. All right, great.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations. And our next category is vitally important to Long Island's future, as smart growth is the answer to ending suburban development sprawl and preserving Long Island's beauty. Taking home the Folio is the WLIW for its Long Island Business Report on regional planning. Congratulations, Jim Paymore and WLIW.
All right, now we turn to political news coverage, where 3 folios are being awarded. First up, WCBS scores for the brouhaha over the Suffolk County traffic fees, while WCBS 880 wins once for Nassau County executives race, and Long Island Press wins again for its coverage of the closing of the Foley Nursing Home. Congratulations to Jen McLogan, Mike Ziernex, and Chris Rosowski again.
Congratulations. All right. Congratulations. And now we are proud to present the first Social Media Award winner of the day. Congratulations to Long Island Cares for earning the Best Nonprofit Folio Award.
Accepted on behalf of Long Island Cares is Executive Director Paul Pachter.
One final tribute today. We are honored to be able to offer our congratulations to a member of the Fair Media Council Board of Directors who has completed more than 10 years of service to FMC and has been a tremendous supporter and role model for leaders on Long Island, Dr. George Santiago, Jr., president of Briarcliff College. Would you please accept this special recognition from all of us for all that you have done to make today possible?
All right, that does it for me and Sabila. We want to thank you so much on behalf of NBC4 again for inviting us here to present. I want to thank all the great journalists really making a difference in this room, and Scott Stanford.
Thank you, guys.
So moving things along, we've got traffic and weather from the 8s up here next. Please welcome CBS News Radio's Craig Allen and Tom Kaminsky.
All right. Listen, Tom and I, we are so proud to be up here in front of our peers. All of us work every day to convey to our listeners and to our viewers everything that you need to know. And at times, we even get to protect our audience, and it is no small task, and we congratulate all of you.
Most days we have, all of us, pretty much just a feeling of accomplishment. At least we know that we've done our job a day at a time. But we've all had a handful of times where that job calls upon us to give everything that we've got. For an example, when Craig stayed on the air until the final evacuation order for his home weather office was given during Hurricane Sandy. For me, it's when I hovered alongside the World Trade Center on the morning of September 11th, 2001. I am very proud to be here amongst such a dedicated group of people.
We are. Give yourselves a round of applause. We have a lot more good work to do at the same time as well. So what we're going to do is get started now for the winner in continuing news category. You're about to see this story, and the reason for it is because it scored so highly with our judges this time around. Another one of those stories from NBC4. And why am I introducing this story? Because it has a little something to do with weather. I want you to check out, and you all said this at some point this winter, where are the plows?
Good evening. Tonight we're hearing from the Brookhaven town supervisor. For the first time since last weekend's nor'easter buried his town in snow. The storm left some Brookhaven residents stuck in their homes for almost 4 days after that blizzard, their streets unplowed. The supervisor was vacationing in Jamaica during the blizzard. News 4's Greg Sergel talked with the supervisor today. He is live in South Setauket with more for us. Greg.
And Chuck, Ed Romaine's first comments since his much ballyhooed blizzard vacation really set off a strange afternoon at Brookhaven Town Hall. Romaine spoke first to a throng of about 20 reporters, but he would not answer questions until later when he sat down individually with each media outlet. Through it all, he was contrite and emotional, but if town residents expected him to take blame for the plowing problems in Brookhaven, he stopped well short of that.
Accept my apologies.
Brookhaven supervisor apologized several times for being away on vacation in Jamaica, while some town streets went unplowed for days after the blizzard. But when we asked Ed Romaine if his presence in Brookhaven after the storm would have made a difference, he said no.
I was in constant contact with my staff by phone, and I felt I was doing what I could from where I was, which would be not that much different than sitting at my desk.
The Republican supervisor blamed the plowing problems not on his absence, but on what he called a lack of leadership by the acting highway superintendent. Michael Murphy stepped down on Wednesday after Romaine demanded his resignation, despite the supervisor's assertion that he has no control over the highway department.
When I say I feel your pain, it rings hollow, but I can only say how sorry I am that a branch of town government failed us.
All the apologies did ring hollow with Democratic Brookhaven Councilman Steve Fiore Rosenfeld.
People called my office referring to him as Caribbean Ed. For him to not say the buck stops with him right now when he comes back, it's actually sad.
Fiore Rosenfeld insists that Romaine's presence would have made a difference.
Do I think he should have been here? Yeah.
In the end, Brookhaven residents told us there's plenty of blame to go around for the aftermath of a storm they won't soon forget.
There should be enough people behind him to support him that should know how to handle the situation, and I think that's where it really was what we lacked.
Now, when I asked Ed Romaine if he felt like he was being made a scapegoat in all this, he just shrugged his shoulders and said it comes with life as an elected official. And Chuck, he will face a re-election campaign this November, and only then will we learn if the voters of Brookhaven really hold him responsible for what happened after this blizzard. We're live in South Setauket. Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.
All right, Greg, thank you.
Congratulations to WNBC's Greg Sergel. Let's move right along and back to the fun of extreme weather events, unless, of course, you're stuck on Sunrise Highway in the middle of a flood. Here is a print winner in the Superstorm Sandy Recovery News category. The Jewish Tribune wins one for, yes, the Seder must go on.
And congratulations to Bonnie Ellman.
We turn now to Spot News. We have a radio and TV winner. From 1010 Wins, Mona Rivera gets her second award of the day for the pit bull attacks in Hempstead. Jen McLogan scores again for Soldier Mom Surprises Son.
And now an end in educational reporting. This is the Finelio folio, that is, and it goes to WALK 97.5 for debating the Common Core. It also goes to NBC4 once again, and you're taking it home for The Chestnuts, a story of how playing chess improves learning for underprivileged kids. Congratulations to David North, the hardest working radio reporter on Long Island from Walk 97.5. And master storyteller again, Greg Sergel.
We go to another winner in the category of smart growth, but this time it's a feature, and it's MyLI-TV, together with FiOS One, that scores a win for Wyandanch Rising, affordable housing on Long Island. Congratulations, Waldo Cabrera.
All right, and before we make our last presentation for the day, we want to say congratulations to all of today's winners, to the Fair Media Council for working year-round on this project, and to keep the media engaged in the community so we can cover the stories that you need to know.
This has been a blast for me. It's kept me on the ground this morning. I actually want to, fly a little bit more than I've been flying since the beginning of the year. But I'm happy to be on the ground here today. We're going to wrap up our segment here with our social media winner. The Brand Builder of the Year Award goes to Word Hampton Public Relations for its work on bringing all elements of weddings to life online.
And congratulations to Steve, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Hoili, boss at Word Hampton. Steve? All right, that's it for Tom and myself. I know a lot of familiar faces out here. Tamsin, I want a selfie with you before I leave. And I just want to let you know that I checked out the window and it is snowing. Good night.
And the LIE is closed. See you later.
Traffic and weather, never an easy racket. Thank you, gentlemen. Tom Kaminsky, Craig Allen. All right. And now it's my pleasure to ask Sandra Bookman from WABC to come join us, along with FiOS One's Mike Gilliam, to present the next awards.
Thank you, guys. How are you guys doing? Okay, now come on. You can do better than that. Okay, liven it up, folks. You could be outside working. In here, you're having a lovely lunch, getting to talk to your friends, taking home a few awards. So come on.
And tweet.
And tweet. Okay. All right, I'm starting off here.
Okay.
And we're going to begin with consumer issue news. And the first thing we're going to show you is one of the highest scoring news pieces in the awards this year. And just to give you an idea of just how tough it is to earn a Folio Award, in some of the categories, it is not uncommon to have 25 or 30 entries. That's a whole lot of competition. So we're going to take a look at this winner. I think you've heard her name before, CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan.
Injury worries at a Long Island school playground have led to a surprising ban. Footballs, baseballs, lacrosse balls, or anything else that might hurt someone on school grounds no longer allowed. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan reports from Port Washington.
Too many rules and too many regulations and things.
Tossing a football during recess seemed to be a rite of passage for kids in this school community until now.
I think we need our soccer balls, the footballs and everything, you know, so we could have some fun.
Students at Weber Middle School in Port Washington were just informed that during recess, football is out. Nerf ball is in. Hard soccer balls have been banned, along with baseballs and lacrosse balls, even rough games of tag or cartwheels unless supervised by a coach.
Cartwheels and tag, I think it's ridiculous that they're banning that. You go for recess, that's your free time to kind of let loose and, recharge.
That's all we want to do. We're in school all day, sitting behind the desk, learning.
The superintendent says the change of policy is due to a rash of playground injuries.
Some of these injuries can unintentionally become very serious, so we want to make sure that our children have fun, but are also protected.
Without helmets and pads, children are more susceptible to getting hurt.
Obviously, they're not bringing their protective gear out to the playground with them.
What kinds of injuries are you seeing?
Head injuries, bumps, scrapes, worried about concussions.
Some parents believe it's really about liability and lawsuits.
Children's safety is paramount, but at the same time, you have to let them live life.
Several districts outside Long Island have contacted Nassau educators. Soon, additional schools may jump on the banning balls bandwagon. From Port Washington, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
The Port Washington district says the softer foam balls put students in the best situation to cut down the chance of getting hurt.
And congratulations to Jennifer McLogan. I think that's her third win today. Also taking home a folio in the same category of consumer issues is Donna Vaughn, news director at WALK, for her work on figuring out the Affordable Care Act and its impact.
Congratulations, Donna Vaughn. I know you're not Donna. And WALK.
She may be working on that exclusive.
Yes, she is. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now, 2 years ago, all of the news, of course, was about Superstorm Sandy. So this year, we have Superstorm Sandy 1-year anniversary updates. And winning in this category of TV and radio, congrats to FiOS One News and Jody Goldberg. Oh, that's okay. Take your time. This is the first time I've ever seen you without high heels.
I know.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congrats, Sophia. Now, Sandra mentioned all the stiff competition that was faced by many of these categories. The feature story is by far the hardest one to win. And the winner this year is NBC's Greg Sergel. Greg, congratulations, Greg.
Here's another big win. Weekly takes home a folio for its coverage of a Mineola man fighting for his rights for 6 decades. Congratulations to Anton's Mineola American newspaper and Rich Forestano. Congratulations, Rich.
Okay, we're going to turn now to science news, where CBS 2's Carolyn Gussoff delivers a winner about ospreys and their local impact. While the Long Island Press wins for economic news coverage on the impact of foreclosed homes.
Okay, these guys are just standing back here looking pretty and tweeting.
Just following orders. FMC Folio hashtag.
Okay. Congratulations to Carolyn Gussoff and Chris Tyrowski. Am I saying your name right? Okay, all right. And now we've got a social media winner to announce. In the category of social networker, Blue Chip Marketing scores its first ever folio win. It's for a campaign called Social Networking, Unlike Any Other. Congratulations, Corinne Caro and the team at Blue Chip.
Well, at this point, I think we've made a lot of people happy here with their wins. And we want to congratulate all of them on behalf of FiOS 1 News.
And on behalf of WABC-TV, we love covering Long Island. For me, it's a break to come out here and see where trees actually grow in yards, and there's actually some where, honestly, it is. We sometimes fight over getting a chance to come out to Long Island and do a story. So thank you guys for having us here today, and we'll be happy to come back anytime.
Have a great one.
All right, next up, the anchor team from WPIX. Please welcome Tamsin Fidel and Scott Stanford.
Thanks, Mom, from the bleachers. Appreciate it. Tamsin walking very gingerly. Think she had one too many deviled eggs over there. Actually, she broke her toe last night in the makeup room, kicking me in the side of the head.
Every night, every night. How's everybody doing today? Good? Come on. You guys talk for a living. How's everybody doing today?
The guys,
all right.
The folks in the back are usually the most rowdy. I don't hear anything back there.
All right, well, we have an interesting mix of categories to present you this afternoon, so let's get going.
All right, here we go. First up, one of the winning high scorers. See what Carolyn Gussoff did in this health piece.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Maurice Dubois.
Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Christine Johnson. That story in just a moment, but first, right now at 5:30, a Long Island family is sharing their story of unbelievable pain in hopes of saving lives.
14-year-old Giovanni Cipriano died a month ago from a severe allergic reaction to peanuts. Now his heartbroken parents are speaking for the first time publicly and exclusively with CBS 2's Carolyn Gussoff.
Candles glow in Giovanni Cipriano's home, where 1 month ago a tragic series of events cost him his life. What started as a mild allergy attack got worse. He was rushed to the hospital gasping for air.
I took his hand and I said, "Don't worry, we're here." And when I grabbed his hand, he was cold.
The 14-year-old had an anaphylactic reaction to eating trail mix he didn't know contained peanuts.
And it didn't say may contain peanuts. It just said may contain tree nuts, and Giovanni was not allergic to tree nuts, only peanuts.
His mother first gave him Benadryl, but en route to the hospital, his heart stopped. Gio slipped into a coma, was on life support for weeks, and died last month. His parents are now speaking out about lessons that come too late.
I definitely wasn't prepared, and I don't think there is anybody out there that's prepared for that to happen.
He's not coming back.
It's difficult for Georgina and John Cipriano to talk about their loss. Giovanni had an EpiPen but didn't use it.
I blame that there isn't enough education out there. I blame that there isn't enough awareness out there.
Specialists say peanut allergies, which can be the most lethal, are on the rise, tripling in the last decade. And they say Giovanni's death highlights the importance of knowing how to respond.
There is no way to predict if you ingest that food again, what kind of reaction will happen.
Doctors say anyone who's ever had an immediate allergic reaction to food should carry an epinephrine injector.
Injection complete.
And know when to use it.
Any kind of throat complaints, any kind of shortness of breath.
Giovanni was an honor student with a silly side. His death a crushing blow to his Lawrence community and Holy Trinity High School, where he was in the 9th grade. His parents now have a chilling warning.
Don't take it lightly, because we did take it lightly. We did definitely never thought, because we've never had a serious reaction. And within, it felt like a half a minute, our life was turned upside down.
Their message, have an allergist, have a plan. There's much they would do differently, but for now they're focused on saving others. In Lawrence, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS 2 News.
All right, congratulations, Carolyn. Come on down. All right, now in Enterprise reporting, NBC4 grabs another folio for a serious look at how an outdated law actually gets in the way of prosecuting drivers on drugs. Let's have a round of applause for them. Paisy Chang, Michael Del Giudice. Long Island Press wins it for a feature story about a police officer's fight for justice. Rashad Mian. Let's hear it for Rashad. Well, WALK earns a folio in historical news for a colorful look back at Long Island's auto racing heritage. Donna Vaughn. Let's have a little applause for Donna. We'll Walk FM. Congratulations, Paisy Chang. Best of luck with the baby, by the way. I don't know if there's Paisy here. She's not here today, right? No. Great job, Long Island Press. Chris Tworowski and David North accepting on behalf of Donna Vaughn. That was them, right? WALK.
All right, let's keep the momentum going this afternoon in weather, boating, and coastal news. As CBS's Carolyn Gussoff wins for coverage of the Fire Island breach. Carolyn, congratulations. While WCBS News Radio 880 wins for the blizzard of 2013. Congratulations to the WCBS News team. Anton Community Newspapers wins for an editorial by John Owens. And My LITV and FiOS 1 win in the category of transportation news. Congratulations. Okay, we were told it was mandatory. We're stopping and everyone's taking a selfie again because we're kind of halfway through the program. Is everyone good with that? Pull out your cameras. Oh, is this it? This is it.
What do we do?
Right.
How do we do this?
Pull out your cameras.
Oh, who's this guy?
Everyone
Who is this? Dookie, get in there. Hey, selfies. Woo.
Oh, nice.
All right, nice. We'll tweet that. FMC Folio.
Thank you. One more.
It's like the Liza Minnelli jumping in the back there. At least you got in. She didn't. All right, and our last award is a social media winner. It goes to my good buddy, Stacy Sweet of Sweet TV for community service. Congratulations, Stacy. Where is she? Stacy working today with Hamptons Television, taping the Folio Awards. That will air at a later date. There she is. Come on down, Stacy. Hamptons Television, like you've never seen it before. That didn't even make any sense. Congratulations, Stacy. Thank you guys for having us. We'll be on at 5 and 10 tonight. Steve said we should tell you that we're on at 5 and 10. And we got new graphics, so enjoy those. Thank you very much.
Our next presenters are Alice Gaynor and Dick Brennan from WCBS, WLNY.
Alice and I host the WLNY-TV 1055 News at 9.
So no matter what time we get out of here, we still got to go to work. So we'll take our time. Sorry. Maybe.
We did not participate in cocktail hour.
Yes.
Now, we're supposed to pick our favorite tweet up on the tweet board there, but I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I haven't seen anything.
What about yours? You've been going. You had a few.
You know, I take that as a challenge. Scott Stanford, tweeting right now. What you got? What are you tweeting?
I just tweeted out, I wish I was as handsome as Dick Brennan.
Every once in a while, the guys are handsome, right? All right, first of all, let's get down to business. Now, we've seen a lot of the high-scoring stories here today, but oddly enough, there was a tie in one category. That would be the health category. We're going to look at a story right now from Fox 5.
The sound of laughter echoes through Sunrise Day Camp on Long Island, and there's a smile on every face.
There's nothing like a childhood, and every kid deserves a childhood. And that's exactly what this camp does.
It's a place where kids can just be kids. They cheer, they play, and dance. But many of these kids are facing tough challenges. Half of them have cancer. The other half have siblings with cancer.
You just forget about every worry, everything, and it takes you away. It just makes you escape.
15-year-old Camilla Corribo was diagnosed with a brain tumor at just 8 months old. She's been in and out of treatment her whole life. Every summer for the past 8 years, she's been a camper at Sunrise.
They understand if you don't feel well, or if you're bald, or if you have this scar, because you don't have to be anyone you're not here.
Her older brother, Alexei, is now a counselor.
The most special part about it is that all the medication, all the treatments are completely gone when you come here. You just worry about being a normal kid and being a camper.
The camp is free and runs entirely by donations. Each day is different, and the activities are tailored to meet the needs of every child. Executive Director Michelle Vernon says when the kids get here, they immediately leave thoughts of cancer behind.
There are children who are anxious at home and think about their treatment and think about their illness at home. But when they come here, they feel totally free and relaxed. And for me, it's the best thing in the world.
Congratulations to Carrie Drew and Keith Lane of Fox 5. Way back.
Okay, and coming up next, Anton takes home the next folio as Jacqueline Galucci wins in local election news coverage.
While CBS 2 also wins in environment news for native plants take root.
Skipped one.
Nope.
There you go.
We go back to Walk Radio.
Did you bring a pickup truck to take home all
really.
these? You're gonna get these all home.
I go back to Walk Radio now.
All right, we skip one. We're gonna go back. WALK Radio wins for the 20th anniversary of the Pine Barrens Act. That's reporter David North. You are getting your exercise.
And if you want to see what the future looks like, well, here's a huge win. The students beating the pros as Hofstra Television wins one for Superstorm Sandy recovery news. And here comes Shannon and Julia, and watch your back, folks, because these guys are good.
And last but not least, we have come full circle. We opened with NBC4 winning. We're closing with NBC winning. Greg Sergel and John Albertson win for a cultural news story called Genius Lost and Found. Congrats to them.
And that wrapped things up for us. Thank you so much, and we will see you at 9 on TV 1055. And thanks for inviting us, and Jackie is here.
That's right. The 9 is on before the 10 and the 11, so you can check that out.
All right, thanks again.
It's such a wonderful event. It's such an honor to walk away with a folio, and of course, going home with the hardware, there's nothing better, right, guys?
We're pleased to have won 5 awards here today. We got Jed Morey for column, we got Chris Dorowski, our editor-in-chief for the investigative journalism, Rashed here for a feature, I won one for business reporting, and did I miss anybody?
I don't know at all. I think you got it all.
You guys are just collecting folios today. That's something that the Long Island Press does often. They have a lot of award-winning coverage. They do a wonderful job. And you guys should be really proud of your work today. And the public said, hey, congratulations.
Thank you so much. We are honored, and everybody works pretty hard to get this stuff done, to tell the truth. So it's a pretty big deal.
You need help carrying those out? They look kind of heavy.
We have a wheelbarrow. We bring one everywhere we go. We should be fine. Thank you.
What a feeling. What's it feel like to walk away with these awards today?
Well, working with these writers are incredible. The depth of the stories, it's a true testament to the fact that content is king. When you have incredible writers working on stories, you get incredible stories. And I get that from Long Island Press, and that's why I love working with them.
Now you're very modest because it's not just the words, but it's the pictures too. I know you're in charge of the pictures.
Well, you know, the stories motivate the pictures. I have a piece of the story to tell because it's been investigated and it's been researched. And when I get there, I get the gravy part of it. I get to actually turn the story into a picture, but it's their efforts that actually bring everything to that point. So it's wonderful to be involved with them.
Wonderful effort. Congratulations to you all at the Long Island Press. We're very proud of you, and thank you so much for being with us and sharing this wonderful honor with us.
Welcome to the Folio Awards. Hi, we're so happy to be here from Blue Chip Marketing. Proud winners. Best tweets go to Brittany and Kelly. Oh, what about me? And Corinne. Folio Award winners, Blue Chip Marketing. Woo!
All right, before we close, we really want to thank you for all your interest in local news and the work of the Fair Media Council. Be sure to pick up the literature downstairs on upcoming events and how to become part of the organization. And let's bring up Marissa Ann for one more song.
This is a song called At Last. I hope you like it.
Here at WVVH Hamptons TV, we're doubly proud because not only do we have the great Stacy Sweet as our reporter host for this event, but you're an award winner. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It is so good to be here. It's so good to be part of Hamptons Television and to be part of this event and to walk away with a folio. Wow, what an incredible honor.
Let's talk about this wonderful honor, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Well, this is for my website, which is Life is Sweet TV, and we basically cover the good stories in life. And this is a community service award for covering stories that benefit the community, and this really means a lot because that means we're doing something right and sweet, and that's what the site's all about. Good people doing good things.
Well, you epitomize that. We love all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Stacy Sweet, and the website is?
lifeissweet.tv. So please
Excellent.
check it out.
All right, now I'm going to give you back this microphone. You're going to get back to work.
Yes.
And hopefully, maybe we'll win an award for VVH next year.
Absolutely, and it's always great to be part of this wonderful team at WVVH. Thank you so much. And it has been an incredible day here, an incredible event celebrating the best in local news. It's been a wonderful day. I'm so thrilled to be part of it, and thank you for having me. And thank you all for joining us right here at WVVH for our exclusive coverage of the Folio Awards. Thanks again for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you right back here next time.